Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Teesha, and today we are going to do another big old post-burn review. So I have all the candle companies here. I think Goose, Bath and Body, Homeworks, Kringle, some single wicks, lots of 3 wicks, and a couple of larger. So we're just going to jump right in. I hope you all are doing well. This is like end of the day here, so let's just jump right in so I don't go too far into that. So I did get through 3 more single wicks for my little singles cruise. I am working on my very last set right now, and then I have a video full of thoughts, trying to be funny, so hope that's the vibe you get. But this last set was a lemon buttercream from Huntington Homes mixed with a wicked apple from Bath and Body Works and a pear creme brulee from Bath and Body Works. Now, I will say this was an easy blend, even if they do seem to be all over the map in terms of fruity scents and gourmand scents. They really did work together. I had these all in my open space, so I ended up starting the blend with lemon buttercream and pear creme brulee. This was just a really delicious, it kind of smelled like you were in an actual bakery, so you had something with like lemon frosting, kind of like a cake vibe over here, and then you had your baked pear and the cinnamon over here. It worked really well. They burnt really well. Both of these threw nicely. This one gives me a tiny bit of Fruity Pebbles vibe with that lemon, but it really did go well. And then I, decided to move the pear creme brulee out and try these two together. I guess for me, I thought this is kind of like your caramel apple pop sucker. I talk about how it's my favorite wicked apple. But the lemon and the caramel apple scent really worked well. It didn't like blend into like a new dessert I wanted to try, but as I moved throughout the room, I liked the gourmand sweetness with the kind of buttercream frosting over here, mixing with that tart, juicy caramel apple sucker over here. It really worked well, but again, these are all in the same scent family. So although they didn't really blend to make one scent, they played very well together, and I didn't really think anything was off-putting. So that was a good blend. I'll share more thoughts with you in that singles cruise video. So we're going to do Goose Creek first. I did get through a lot of my Goose Creek. I kind of told you guys that that was my goal. So I have very few left. I'm going to definitely slow down my burns because I just don't need to. So I'll start off with a couple goods, then I'll give it a couple duds, and then I'll end with a couple goods. I am going through the last of my Goose Creek, meaning that like these are the ones that I really do enjoy. So I've probably backed up. And overall, I didn't have horrible burn experiences. Of course, I had a couple, but the first one I want to talk about is Movie Date, and this is kind of like a caramel popcorn. What I love about this is that the popcorn never got burnt. It wasn't overly buttery either. It was a very nice sweet scent. It very much reminded me of sweet kettle corn. I just really enjoyed the packaging. I thought this was just a cute theme. And again, the burn was actually really, really good. For Goose Creek, I mean, you do see a tiny bit of soot, but I didn't see it get too visibly crazy at any point. It burnt down really nicely. It stayed smelling good. But again, sweet kettle corn, your little like movie theater popcorn moment. Really good candle. If you love Goose Creek and that sounds like a good scent to you, I recommend this one based on the burn. I really enjoyed it, but right now I'm taking my break, so we'll just leave it at that. And then I did burn through a couple more that were really, really decent. So I had this one left over from Halloween. I just had those cute little butterfly sleeves, so whatever. I used up the candy bag. I thought they did such an amazing job. Most candle companies really do an amazing job on their Halloween collection. This one I really was kind of collecting, but then it ended up being like one of the last ones, and I thought, I'll just go ahead and burn it. I really enjoyed this scent. This smelled just like sticking your face into a pillowcase full of different candies. So you get some sweet tart, you get some kind of like a licorice almost moment, like a strawberry licorice, not like black licorice. You get kind of like a tiny bit hint of chocolate, which could be like the Tootsie Roll or like a candy bar. Some Starburst moments. Like it's kind of different because it does just smell like a mixed bowl of candy when you can kind of smell through the packaging a little bit, but it really gave a nice throw. The packaging was darling. If this one comes out in packaging very close to this, I could see myself taking an unbreak to get another one of these. I do have some absolute favorites from Goose Creek that have actually performed well, and this one did a pretty good job too. I mean, not a soy clean burn, but not as bad. Like I said, I try not to be too hard on them because after all, we are lighting a flame, so we are going to expect something, but some of them will get really, really gross, and we're getting into a couple of those. Okay, so another one that was amazing was chocolate swirl bread. I just used this in a recent mouth-watering scent. This was such an amazing candle, and I burn it in conjunction with Coffee House, which was a fresh blend I shared with you last month. This is notes of baked bread, chocolate, and sugar, and you really get like the baked bread, like the yeast, like the scent of bread that's baking, mixed with a nice chocolate sauce and powdered sugar. It's so good. This is another one I recommend, and I was actually very pleasantly surprised by this burn. So again, if I wasn't taking a break, this is definitely one I would back up. This is a delicious scented candle, gives a really decent throw, burnt clean, so they can do it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay, let's talk about Coffee House. This was one I had in my collection for a little bit. One of my absolute favorite coffee scents. This is fresh coffee, chocolate, and caramel. Oh, I love this candle. It's not Paris Cafe, but it's not Paris Cafe. Like, it's Paris Cafe mixed with chocolate, whereas like caramel brulee kind of smells like Paris Cafe mixed with caramel. This has got a nice coffee house vibe to it. Another one that I thought burnt super clean, and I would definitely recommend this scent if you are a coffee lover, because this is a powerhouse 12 out of 10 candle, and it's really good to blend too. Like, you'd think you don't want to blend your powerhouses because they're strong enough, but they kind of pull notes from other candles out when they're a really good blender, and that one did a really good job. Okay, so let's talk about a few duds. I was going to end on a heavy note, but I don't think I am. Okay, so this one was probably, well, I'll save the best of the duds for last. Scotland, which was in the World Traveler collection. I did finish 3 of these. This is sugared shortbread. This was the best scent out of the 3 that I tried, but it did burn so slowly because those wicks just were dudding out from the like halfway point. But I really enjoyed the sugary shortbread cookie. There's a crispness to this. There's a butteriness to this. I really liked the scent of this, and overall it didn't burn horribly, but I was not overwhelmed by this candle at any point. It was a very hint of, so it wasn't super strong on the throat. It was just more of like a hint of a really nice sugary, buttery cookie. This one was a disappointment. This was the one I had the most hopes for. I love the picture of this one. It's France, and we're talking marshmallow macaron. Again, I thought this would be a great one to blend. I'm done with this candle. It will not stay lit. It's halfway through. I did use it on the bottom warmer, but this is a very like slight scent. It's very like slight marshmallow, slight sweetness of a cookie. That's hard to say. And I wasn't getting much from melting this from, or warming it from the bottom. So I'm giving up on this one, but it just didn't do anything for me. But this one, this is Spain Lorograno Wine Festival. I thought this would smell like sangria or something. This smelled like cough syrup, and it was strong. So I'm also done with this one at this point because I tried to just warm it and light it, and either way it's too much. I thought, well, maybe if I warm it and it's less scent, I can get this fragrance out of it. But really, it talked about red grapes and green grapes and black grapes, but this was just cough syrup. It was sickeningly sweet, artificial grape. It was nothing realistic about it. No wine notes whatsoever. So I'm done with all of those, but at least I got to try them because they were always on my mind. And then the very last Goose Creek, and again, I had some really decent burns, so I'm not sad, but those were not good burns this time, was Our Family Kitchen. This is another one that ranks way up there, like Caramel Apple Lane. And this has notes of praline, caramel, and cinnamon. This just smells like baking, like a baking day for a holiday at your grandma's house. You really get all those notes. It's nice and warm, such a comforting scent. This is another one that didn't burn horribly. At all. And like I said, I actually still have a little chunk here of the wax, but the wick stopped lighting, so I'm gonna just say it's done. I mean, but it's like this full. But and I have a lot of candles that I'm working right now, or else I would probably throw this on the warmer for another day or so. But this is a beautiful scent, so not really a dud. I'm just like, some of the wicks were like so low the whole time it was lit that it really struggled to pool. This one really struggled to pool. I probably burnt this for a solid 2.5 weeks, which isn't bad, but then when the wicks don't pool, the scent doesn't really flow. So my first one that I had of this really threw, this one just kind of did. And so that was just a tiny bit disappointing. Okay, here's the, maybe I have one more Kringle candle. This is the last of the country candles I had, and this was in gray. This is really nice. It's got like vanilla, tonka bean. I definitely get some lemongrass in here. I liked it a lot. You can see there's still a little bit of wax there. This was another one that I warmed from the bottom, so I'm not getting as much scent. So I could probably maybe warm this one more day, but we're just gonna call it good. And I started doing that because the wicks were kind of, you know, I don't want to say dudding out every time, but like they really weren't pooling. So like this much would melt over like the course of a long time, like longer than you're supposed to burn the candle. But I definitely got my money's worth because I know I burnt this candle for at least 100 hours, which is a very long time. And I really enjoyed the scent. It was one of those candles that was kind of light at the beginning with the lemongrass and the vanilla. And I was like, but then it picked up and you could smell tonka and a little bit of like a woodiness to it. The citrus with the lemongrass. So I thought this smelled like a very handsome man that had his life together. And I liked it. So if they brought this out in the soy formula, I would definitely try it again because I do really like masculine scents. This was a good one, but there were just some burn inconsistencies, we'll say. So there's that one. But I do recommend it because it is a really nice scent if you like masculine scents with the citrus and the tonka and the vanilla. Can't go wrong. Okay, we'll do the Homeworks candle, and I have 3 Bath and Body Works. So this is my limoncello cupcake. I couldn't put this one away. This has notes of limoncello, Sicilian lemon, candied lemon, creamy vanilla, and baked cupcake. And honestly, this was a decent burn. This is probably one of those candles that some people would say got them hooked. And the only thing I'll say is that for about half of this candle, these wicks were like babysitting, you know, Adventures in Babysitting. How about that? From the 80s, anybody? Best movie ever. One was going this way and the other one was going that way. And I would put it out in the 2.5 hour mark. And then I would mess with them and get them standing up. And then I'd let everything harden. And I'd come back and they were like little, like the trees from the Lorax. I'm sorry, that's the best description ever. But other than that, and again, I was able to burn it all the way through. What a beautiful scent. This is so tart, so like sweet, so juicy, so tart. It's just hitting everything. It's a mouth-watering scent. This is a really delicious scent. I would love to try this candle again in the future. And in fact, you know, there are a few other ones that have come across my radar. And if I do place another order, I'd definitely pick up another one of these. I loved the icing element. I loved the cupcake. Was simple, but just smelled really good in here. It threw for the size. I could smell it all through my kitchen, which made me very happy because that's a big open space. So I really didn't have anything to say except for the wicks just laying down on the job. It's kind of like you want those baddie eyelashes, but when they close, you look like Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street. And it just seems like a lot of work, and those sure were. But okay, I have 3 really good candles that I burnt this week from Bath and Body Works. The first up was I finished a pink pineapple sunrise with the cute lid that's not going anywhere. I'm keeping those. This has notes of sweet pink pineapple, palm sugar, and sun-drenched nectar. This is just sweet, juicy pineapple. And I love it, and I love blending it, and it burnt really, really well, and I'm glad I have a backup. Oh, look, I have 2. So, you know, that was one for the summer. I could see myself definitely pulling this out again. The weather is getting warm here. We're getting into like the 87s. I looked like melted ice cream Thor yesterday at work because I was running after kids on the playground, and I like literally like had makeup down to here. Like I wasn't crying. I was like, what's going on? But just melting. So these are the kinds of candles I love to burn once it gets warm because your fruity candle, it doesn't feel overly anything. It's not like stuffy or closing off your space. Fruity candles are just happy scents, and this one makes me super happy. Okay, I'm saving the very best for last, and you probably already know what it is. This is Pink Shores. I went ahead and burnt all the way through this. This was another one I just couldn't put down. It's so pretty and girly, and I know that's not a really great way to describe a candle because anyone could burn this candle and love it, but this is kind of, I think, I just keep quoting her, but I think Sneeko said this is like her beauty room candle, and I get it because when I light this candle, I feel like putting on makeup and, you know, beautifying yourself. I love that as a routine. It's not something I do for other people. I do it for myself. Obviously, I don't care about hair, but this candle, the only thing about this candle is I do not understand the $29.50 price point, and I don't need to harp on it because we do not buy candles at the $29.50 price point, right? So it doesn't really matter because I'm going to wait for them all to be a certain price and I'm going to all get a coupon. And so, you know, it's not a huge deal, but like this packaging does not, you can't. I mean, I barely allowed it. I allowed it as a judge, you know, with the fancy lid collection, but this collection, I do not understand it. Like, they did not do nothing special here. They did not put any special ingredients in here. So I think they're just messing around with the price point. The lid's cute and I'll keep it, but that's not a $29.50 lid if this isn't. I mean, these candles weren't. So I just don't think I understand that hike there. But let's talk about the notes. Candied island berry, soft rosy dunes, lemon, sugar, ocean sea mist. The ocean sea mist concerned me when I picked it up. I was like, am I going to like this? But truly, those other notes play together and make this really pretty, like, pixie dust, like sweet tart, just really pretty scent that I like. It's not overly candied, it's not overly fruity. It's just a little mix of all of it with the soft floral background. So this is one I definitely recommend next time there is a sale where there's like a flat fee, like $12.95, because again, with it being $29.50, a 10 off is $19.50. No. But this is one I do like just for, it's not that it's not a powerhouse because I feel like it really traveled throughout my space, but it was this nice soft scent. I don't want all my perfumes to be powerhouses, but there's still some perfumes that are nice and soft and make me feel a certain way. So that's what this candle did. Not sure if that's the best description, but as you can tell, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it, and I didn't have any burn issues. So that was really cute sitting up on my mermaid pedestal, by the way. Okay, last one and we're done. I've been talking really fast. Sorry, friends. Sweet red mango. This candle, whenever it's burned in my presence, even if I go to the store and they're burning it, this makes me happy to smell. It is notes of ripe mango, sunny peach, pineapple juice. And when I read those notes, that does not sound like something that's going to jump to the top of my happy list. But this is such a good candle. As I've said a million times, this smells like tropical Skittles, but in the very best way. It fills your space. It blends well with so many other scents. This is it. This is my favorite candle so far that they've brought out this year. But of course, I'm easy to please. I like fruity, sweet, sugary, candy, strong scents. And that's what this one does. Checks all those boxes. So if that is something that you like and you haven't had a chance to pick this up, this is one that is probably not going to hang around for too long, be around for SAS at the outlets. I don't see that happening. This is a pretty good, consistent candle. I will say I've heard a few people say that this one had no scent to them. I think that was just a 1 in a million dud because I've picked up 6 of these, all strong scented. So, oh my goodness, it's even on cold. Like I could save this and just set it here. And I do that sometimes. Sometimes I come in here and I've moved these around a little bit, but they're over there now. And I just smell one on cold. It makes me happy. So get you a candle that makes you happy, okay? That is it, you guys. That is all the candles I burned through these last couple of weeks. Let me know down below what you've been burning and loving. And if you've had the same experiences or different with any of these, I would love to know. And I'm going to let you go. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, wherever you are. And I will catch you in a video probably tomorrow. Bye.